So, good morning everyone. Let's start our discussion. Put this as a scenario when someone asks you, "Hey, what's the definition of definition?" What can you say? Maybe the meaning, or you can say the explanation of it. And that is partly correct. Because when we say, what is definition of definition? The definition or the term definition is derived from the Latin words definere in Latin accent or definire, which means to state the limits of or to enclose within limits. In logic, the word definition is taken to mean the explanation of an idea or term based on its content or use. And we have two kinds of definition. The first one is the definition may be nominal, and the second one is the definition may be real. So let's talk about the first definition or the nominal definition. Nominal definition is one that explains the meaning of a term by considering it the term defined as a name. Since the term nominal is delivered from the Latin words nominales, which means having reference to a name. So for example, biology. Biology is derived from the word bio, which means life, and the logos means study. So you clearly identify or indicate that the biology is a science that studies life, right? So next kinds of definition is the real definition. The real definition is one that explains the meaning of a term by way of telling the content of an idea with accuracy or completeness. For example, man is a rational animal, and man is a tripartite creature of body and soul. So, it clearly explains that meaning through telling the content or give the meaning of the idea with accuracy and completeness. Therefore, we can say that nominal definition is meant to identify or indicate the thing specified by the term, while real definition is meant to give the meaning of the nature of the thing that is signified by the term. And we also have rules of a definition. The following rules are next. So, the rules of a definition. In as much as logic is a science and art of correct thinking. It must be clearly understood that correct thinking can never happen if one lacks a clear understanding or grasp of the elements elements of thoughts or ideas, because clear understanding or knowledge depends on one adequate knowledge of the essential definition of terms. Thus, logic provides the following rules to come to terms with the foregoing contention. So the following is the rules of a definition. First one is a definition must be clear or exact. It means that a definition must provide a precise idea of the term defined. In other words, the definition of the term must neither be narrower nor wider than the term defined. For example, a ball pen. A ball pen is an instrument used in writing. So you give or provide a precise idea in which you says that the ball pen is gamit sa pagsulat, the instrument used in writing. Next, rules of definition. A definition must be brief. a definition must contain no superfluous words or that a definition must not be verbose. When we say superfluous words, it is the unnecessary words. And verbose words, it means that you express the words that are needed lang, dili kayo magpalabi. Sa imong mga gamiton nga words, inig define din. For example, man is a rational, speaking, moral, and social animal. The words speaking, mortal, and social are superfluous. Why? It is because they are deductible or they are necessarily implied in the word. Rational is enough. Okay? Rational is enough. As I've said, a definition must be brief. Ayaw kayo palabi o pataas if ang idea naa na sa soul. Next rules is the The next one is the definition must not contain the term defined either tacitly or explicitly. This means that a definition must not be circular, so that it must clarify the meaning of the thing or term. Define. Definiendo. Definiendo means the word which is defined. But this is not going to be accomplished by repeating the name of the thing in the definition. Definiens. Definiens is the word which are used to define. Which are used to define a definiendo. First example. The example that violate this rule. First one is the political science is a science which is political. So as you can see, political science is the definiendo, and the science which is political is the definiens. In this case, why it violates the rule? Simply because nituyok ra siya and na-repeat ang name na gi-define. Again, when we say the third rule in a definition, you must not be circular and not going to accomplish by repeating the name of the thing in the definition. So, another example is a body is anything of bodily character. So, nabalik na sa ng body, nintuyog na sad. Next one is a metal is a substance of metallic composition. It violated too. It's another example. So, the last rule is a definition must be coextensive with the term or thing defined. This means that a definition must be able to distinguish the thing defined from all other things. In this vein, the definition and the term defined must have identical extension or they can be made convertible. For example, man is a rational animal. The term man and its definition is a rational animal have identical extension. Thus, they can be perfectly made convertible. So, why? Because, why we can say that the man is a rational animal is a good example of this rule. This because from the term we can explain that it is convertible. Why? Because the term man and its definition is a rational man. We can conclude another term like every rational animal is a man. And every man is a rational animal. And lastly, any rational being is a man. Diba? You can convertible. The example is be convertible or must have an identical extension. So, I hope nasabtan ra ang akong gi-discuss. So that's all. I hope you understand by this discussion. And for the summary, we have two kinds of definition: the nominal definition and the real definition. The nominal definition is meant to identify or indicate the specified term, while real definition is meant to give the meaning of the signified term. And the last is the four rules in definition. The first one is the definition must be clear or exact. Next is the definition must be brief. Then the next rule is the definition must not contain the term defined either tacitly or explicitly. And the last rules of a definition is definition must be coextensive with the term or thing defined. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Goodbye, class.